You want to get to like 7, 10, maybe 14 touches on a lead trying to close them. And if you're not able to guarantee that that's happening with some automated email follow-up or reminders to call people back, whatever that looks like for your business. So you want to make sure that you're following up again and again.
Is your marketing plan for your business effective or not? Today, we're going to talk about the top 5 mistakes that lawn care business owners make when marketing their business. You want to avoid these mistakes at all costs. And so to help us learn the best way to market our businesses and the mistakes to avoid, we have Cody Owen from Lightspeed Social Agency joining the program today. Cody, welcome back to the program. And I really look forward to getting your insights on how we can most effectively market our businesses. What's up, Cody?
Hey, Paul, it's good to be back.
Yes, sir. You are a friend of the show and appreciate all you do behind the scenes to help me with my marketing efforts. So go ahead and share with us these marketing mistakes and how to avoid them.
Yeah, so we've got 5 mistakes that I want to go over. I wrote a quick outline to just kind of shape what we're talking about today and make sure that I don't go off on any rabbit trails. So we'll see if I'm able to stick to it. All right, the first mistake is that you target the wrong people. You don't know who your ideal client is. I see this a lot with like people run Facebook ads that are just boosting the post, or they might run an ad that just kind of is their city plus 10 miles or something that's just kind of like everyone you could work with ever. That's true of a lot of like, that's how Walmart needs to advertise, right? They need to advertise to everyone they could do business with ever because they have enough money to do that. But you, as you're building a small local business, you need to focus on who are your best customers and how do we get more customers like them? You want to clone that ideal client. And so they do a really helpful thing where they all kind of live in a similar place. So that's going to help your route density. It's going to help you if, people of similar means live in the same neighborhood. So if you are a landscaper doing profitable projects, you know that this neighborhood is a good one for us to sell into. So focus on your ideal client, double down on them. And that is really going to help you as you're trying to scale the business. We can go ahead and jump into mistake number 2 here. That is that your branding is weak. You don't stand out from the competition. You've seen kind of a theme. I think Marvin Salcido has been on the show before. I know Jacob Godar has been on the show before. You have these guys who have built brands with like really bright colors. Marvin's got the like Salcido green that he is always wearing. And it is always, the trucks are like lime green, like an electric green. Jacob Godar with scooters has that bright orange. You want to have something that makes you stand out in the market so that when people see your truck, they feel like they're seeing it everywhere because they're only going to remember the lawn care trucks that stand out, right? It's a confirmation bias that will plant itself in their brain. I have talked to guys who only had like 2 trucks in the market, and people will tell them, I feel like I see you all over the place. And it is because the truck is wrapped and branded really well. And obviously there's more to branding than just your truck, but picking something that's going to make you stand out and find your purple cow. I know I kind of always recommend a book or something when I'm on the show. Seth Godin's book, Purple Cow, will really help you think about your business in this way. Think about your brand and what makes you unique. What is your, this is kind of your USP, your unique selling proposition. What makes you unique and stand out in your market so that people will care about who you are. They'll notice you if you have something that makes you unique versus if you are every other unbranded, Silverado with a trailer behind it with some lawn care equipment on it.
Chucking the truck.
Yes. Don't be chucking a truck. There's a whole name for it because it doesn't stand out. It's all a bunch of chucks.
Yep. So number 1 is you want to make sure you're marketing to your ideal customer, having a definition of who that person is, where they live, and a clarity on who your ideal customer is. And then number 2, you need to have branding. You need to have your color schemes. You need to have the USP and, a unique selling proposition and stand out.
Number 3 is that you don't follow up. You get leads in the door. You have people call you. You don't answer the phone. You don't call them back. Everybody has good intentions, right? Somebody requests a quote and it is for April, coming up on May anytime now here. And, you're going to get so busy that unless you have automated this follow-up process, things are going to fall through the cracks. And so what's really helpful here is if you have done a couple rounds of flyers, some Facebook ads, you want to get to like 7, 10, maybe 14 touches on a lead trying to close them. And if you're not able to guarantee that that's happening with some automated email follow-up or reminders to call people back, whatever that looks like for your business. I know some CRMs will have an integrated process where it'll push a reminder to you to call the lead, X number of days from when they requested their quote. So you want to make sure that you're following up again and again. You can be a little bit annoying. It's fine. You'd rather be the squeaky wheel that gets the grease than to lose the customer to another lawn care company in your market. You have to automate this stuff. You have to build something out. And at this point in the spring, it can be really intimidating to do that. But you're going to have the wheels come off if you don't have some form of automation keeping you on the rails. Mistake number 4. And I think that this is especially true because we live in an age dominated by like social media ego stuff where it's about building followers and watching the numbers go up on Instagram or whatever it is. And so a lot of lawn care business owners think that, just organic posting on social media is marketing or it's good marketing. And I don't want to knock it. I'm sure that there are a lot of guys out there that do get business through organic posting. What I want to tell you is that it is the last piece of a robust marketing strategy. If you have not set up some sort of automated email follow-up campaign for quotes, if you are not running paid ads, spending hours a week crafting your perfect Instagram grid and making sure all your posts go out, that is sort of the 80% of work that's going to give you 20% of results. And all of these other things you need to do are like a lot less work than actively managing social media accounts. And you're going to get a lot more benefit out of them, especially if leads are coming in through your organic posting. And because you don't have some follow-up for them, they're going through the cracks. So that work's coming to nothing because you haven't done this more important work that is less, honestly, like less fun and less cool than growing your Instagram following. Number 5 is that you ignore the power of digital ads. So a lot of guys are like, I grow through word of mouth and that's fantastic, but that's not a lever you control, right? You can't make Mrs. Smith go pitch you to her neighbor. So we want to have levers that we control in the business. That's how you actually scale your business and you are in control of it. So you can run your own ads. Obviously, I have a bunch of resources up on our YouTube channel, Lightspeed Social Agency, where you can learn our process for doing hyperlocal ads. You can listen to the other episodes of the Green Industry podcast that I've done for more info on how that works. But this is the best way to start scaling your lawn care business. You have been in neighborhoods, you've sold door to door, you've done flyers, and you're getting exhausted with that. You need some other marketing channels that you can reach more people in the neighborhoods that you want to dominate on a little bit easier terms, right? So that's where someone like us comes in. We have, for the first time ever, we staffed up over the winter to make sure that we could provide good service this spring. And so we are offering our first discount ever at the end of the spring season here. So we're doing 40% off that first 3 months. We're building you a lead magnet that's relevant to your business. We're doing the hyperlocal targeting of the neighborhoods where you want route density. Everything that we do for our customers, we're even rewriting your job descriptions for your hiring posts, because we know that when the phone starts ringing and customers start coming in from the digital ads, you're going to need to be able to get more employees in the door. So we want to help you on that front as well.
That sounds great, Cody. And I'm going to put the link to Lightspeed Social Agency in today's show notes. And you guys have been helping us here at Green Industry Podcast with our marketing efforts and teaching the best practices. And you and your team have been getting my Facebook ads out there, getting my email list growing and executing on those emails. And I know there's different marketing goals based on what, are you a lawn maintenance business in a local area? You're a landscaping install business? Are you a podcast? There's all different components to all of this, but your team will customize a plan basically with what your marketing goals are, what your business goals are. So I've really enjoyed working with you and your team, Cody. and appreciate everything you've done for me. So let people know, and again, I'll put the link in today's show notes. Let people know what it's kind of like to work with you, and maybe even mention, your involvement in the past with Jonathan Potashnik and things of that nature.
Yeah. So I started my business in 2020. I worked in an office and we went home. And so I had a lot of time on my hands. I did a lot of weird home improvement projects during that time. I scraped all the popcorn off my ceilings. I built a pool in the backyard. And I finally was like, maybe I should do something a little more productive. And I'd had this idea for a long time. I talked to my friend Jacob Godar about it. And he was like, dude, you've been talking about starting this business forever. Would you just what's it going to take? Do I need to hire you? And I said, do you want to? And so that is how I got my feet wet as a small business owner. But I'd been working in the space for a long time. I worked for another CRM that Jonathan Potashnik, the lawn care millionaire, founded for about 5 years. I learned a bunch of marketing techniques that he had used to grow City Turf for a long, long time. And, my job for a while was to watch Lawn Care Millionaire videos and then write blog posts. So I spent a lot of time really learning this system of how to scale a lawn care business. And so then that came to okay, I've got this. I've learned how to advertise on Facebook. How do I put this in a blender and produce some current strategies for lawn care business owners?
Well, Cody shuts the door to his office to get the barking dog out of the way. I wanted to let you guys know that the Equip Expo has opened up registration. This is the biggest trade show in our industry. They are having their early bird pricing going on right now. And if you want to save an extra 50% off your early bird registration, you can register with promo code Paul. So that's a double dip in savings for the Equip Expo. You'll get early bird pricing if you register today, and then you can save an additional 50% off with promo code Paul for the Equip Expo. While you were getting Rusty taken care of, I was thinking on my feet, and I've let everyone know that registration is now open for the formerly known as GIE Plus Expo. It's now called the Equip Expo. So they're doing a special early bird pricing. If they use promo code Paul, they get an extra 50% off the early bird pricing, so you can double dip. And a lot of times when companies give you a coupon, you can only use one coupon or one discount. You can't double dip on a lot of stores, but with Equip, you can double dip. You can get the early bird pricing and then an extra 50% off of that with promo code Paul. So now back to your regularly scheduled program that we got the dog in the closet.
Yes.
Wherever you put him.
Rusty is doing well. He does not like when people knock on the door. So I was putting these ideas in a blender of every door direct mail campaigns, newsletter to customers, all of this local stuff that was targeted, but very in the physical world, and everything I had learned about Facebook. And I had talked to guys in the industry about what they were doing on Facebook, what they were seeing working. And I just realized that Facebook lets us target much tighter than Google lets you target. And so we can serve the interests of the business, these hyper local, dense route sort of ideas. We can put that all together on Facebook and get lawn care business owners in front of either things that help route density or just to help you sell projects in the neighborhoods that are interested in buying them. So that is kind of where our whole service set came from. And then we've just been building from there ever since. When you come on with Lightspeed, the first thing that we want to hear are, what are the services that you provide? What are the upsell opportunities? And we try to get anybody who comes on board to give us a calendar of services. And Paul and I talked about this in the marketing course that we did together, that you have to build out a calendar of when you want to be selling your services. So this is everything you offer, anything that has some seasonality to it that happens in a particular window. You want to build backwards from there. So we work with new clients to get that from them so that we know when we need to be selling everything that their business does. One of the guys on my team does have a soil sciences degree. He's a little more competent than I am when it comes to figuring out, he can figure out when aeration should happen in your market, but we want to get that list from you if you've already got it. And then we get that list of targets as well. We assume that you know far more about your market than we could learn in a few quick Google searches. So we want to make sure that if you have particular neighborhoods that you want to grow in, we want to target to meet the needs of the business so that we are doubling down on the strategies you're already using to grow. We are end to end. We write the copy for the ads. We produce the creative. We pull some organic photos from you. If you've got some of guys in the field working, trucks in the field, whatever you have before and after pictures are amazing. We pull all that in. We produce short video clips from it that'll have a CTA pop in. And then we just start targeting those neighborhoods. When we've got a significant enough retargeting audience to do some follow-up with people, we'll start a retargeting campaign, following up with anyone that hits your website, who has interacted with an ad or a post on your page. We'll filter that to make sure that we're not getting, if you have a very supportive dad who lives outside of your service area and he likes all of your posts, we want to make sure that we're not spending your money getting your ads back in front of him. I know that my dad is my most faithful Facebook supporter and likes all of my posts. So we know that we have to filter our retargeting audiences to exclude, that sort of thing, especially if you've got other lawn care guys from out of state. Maybe you've participated in one of those things Facebook groups used to do, where everybody would go like everybody else's lawn care page. We filter that audience to make sure that we're just getting what we want. We get those ads back in front of them. And then we just double down from there. If your landing page needs some help, if we're seeing that that's the leaky point in the funnel, people are clicking through, then we're going to go investigate the landing page. We've rewritten those for clients. We've worked with their web developers to hey, this form really needs to be above the fold. People aren't seeing it. They're not knowing obviously what the next step is. And so we work at every stage of your funnel to improve it, to get more leads to convert into customers. That's what it's like to work with Lightspeed.
Good. By the way, your YouTube shorts are getting better and better, man.
Thank you.
The green screen effects, you've been having a few pop off lately. So
yeah. We've been having a lot of fun with it. I was talking to Chase Grant about this after we recorded a podcast recently, where we both noticed in the same couple of days span, there was just all of a sudden views dropped off on shorts. But we've been seeing that they're starting to have an evergreen effect, a little more like a long form video on YouTube will consistently get views over time. It'll kind of plateau and just keep getting the same number of views over time. Shorts are starting to do that too. So it's interesting to see the shift as YouTube's changing things. But that's a little more social media nerd than maybe the people listening care for.
Yeah, well, good job, by the way. So
thank you.
Alrighty, guys. So in real time, I'm driving to Alabama. As soon as we get off this podcast, I got to get out of Atlanta before rush hour traffic. When you live in a major city like Cody is Dallas proper, and Cody's been to my place. I got to drive through downtown Atlanta. It's you got to get through there before about 3:30. If you wait till after 3:30, forget about it.
You're sitting in traffic with all the Coca-Cola employees.
Yeah, and then you're saying bad words and you're getting mad, and maybe you're not saying bad words, Cody, but I'm sitting there listening to my praise and worship music, cussing at people, or just not cussing them out. Atlanta traffic will get you fired up, man. So I
started driving a convertible, and I had to remember that people can hear me if I start letting them know what I think about their driving.
Yeah, but it was funny. I'm literally listening to worship music the other day, and people were driving, acting a fool. And I'm like, I think God was up there laughing at me, acting a fool down here in these Atlanta streets. But I say all that to say I'm headed over. Jeremiah, Jen, and I are going golfing. Yep, I'm spending the night at his house. Jason and I are going to we'll hopefully make some viral videos for you all. That's at least our plan. We have fun collaborating, making videos together. So.
Yeah, well, make sure that you're subscribed to Paul on YouTube. I got to put my, Paul's marketer hat on for a second. Make sure you subscribe to him on YouTube so that you're seeing any of the stuff that doesn't come to the podcast feed.
Well done, Cody. And for the Lightspeed Social Agency, if you guys want to work with Cody and his team like I personally do, Mr. Producer will put that link to Lightspeed Social Agency in today's show notes. Give them a call and let them hire out a marketing expert to take care of all the nooks and crannies of your marketing plan. So thanks again for your time, Cody.
Yeah, Paul, thanks so much for having me.